Hi everybody, welcome to the video. So today I'm going to be trying to beat Robot 64 without moving. But, wait, you read the title. Isn't that not what's happening? Oh yeah, I tried doing that and then I realized how tedious it was, so I'm breaking from it and doing Robot 64, but you can't press another button instead. But yeah, just ignore the title for now and let me do this. So, first of all, we need to choose which button we're not going to do. So first of all, we have the option of diving, which is very helpful for movement, and so it would be bad to lose it. It also starts abilities, so I don't think that yet. Spinning, which is helpful for like stopping things, and crouching, which is also helpful, but I think it's better to start without crouching. So we're gonna do Robot 64, but without crouching. Cool, you read the title now, you're up to, I don't know, everything, yeah. That's everything. We have dives, spins, and jumps, and moving. So, I can show those later, but for now, I'm just gonna jump out the tutorial and go into this little secret, which I can do. Okay, so while me playing the game gets some pretty easy ice creams, I'm just gonna share what crouching can do. So first of all, crouching can give you long jumps, which is a very good way to get height, to get distance, and it can also do backflips, which help get height, but as seen here, double jumps almost give the same height. They don't exactly, but like most jumps, you can do long jumps and backflips with double jumps, so that's not the biggest issue. The biggest issues will come up later, and I won't spoil them yet, but the crouch button has some other significances to it as well. But yeah, so diving and jumping is a good way to cross gaps like that. And here is the second ice cream, which is the main collectible of Robot 64. We need like 32, but I'm going to be maximizing to get as many as possible. Okay, and now we're just heading to the first area of Robot 64, being Turtle Tops. Now for this part, since it's mainly just about like movement, it's not like there's anything like really hard and you kind of understand. I'll just speed it up and go through the small ice creams we get. Okay, so that guy's gonna race us to the top of the mountain. So for this, I'm gonna introduce something that you have to do in Kaizo, which is basically just a glitch. I did just press the crouch button because I'm not that good at managing, but pressing unpause completely negated that, so I'm not counting it or anything. But yeah, basically, if your camera is in the water while you're going up and you spam entering the snapshot mode and then resume, you can fly up, which lets me get to the goal. Now there are a lot of mechanics like this one, which require X to start and have some other features. For this one, I'll just explain how X makes you start flying, or T is usually how you exit out of it, and B also exits out of it, but if you're holding something, it doesn't. And holding something is what I'm doing right now because I'm holding this jar, which I use B to hold, which is you need to hold things with B, so that's why I also have B. But you hold the jar and then you have to get the fireflies. And I'll just speed it up. The other ice cream that appeared was for the race, so it's like a lot of managing kind of thing. But yeah. Also, I know a lot of things are going by very fast right now, but you're kind of just gonna have to ignore some of the smaller stuff like me changing costume. But yeah, this is basically just a flying section where you have to fly through all the hoops. Now this, which I'm doing right now, which is basically just climbing up a wall, is called a corner climb. It's best described in Kaiser Robot 64, but basically, if you, well, not described, but if you go on the side of a wall and then spin around and back on it, then you get to basically infinitely climb a wall, as long as the wall is normally climbable for that little bit. You probably don't know what I'm saying if you don't know Robot 64, but if you do, then yeah. Now don't worry, this probably won't be an hour long, it's just that I want to show the first area, almost every egg, and then from then on I can skip the ones that are easier and get to the more interesting things. But yeah, this is just gameplay for now. Okay, so the reason this is where I slowed down is because this is definitely the hardest ice cream of the area. I did every single one other than this, and now I'm doing this. And the reason this one is so hard is because RT makes you move downward, and you start in the middle, so it's basically impossible to go downward. Now what I'm trying to do here is I kind of want that spinny block to push me down, and as you can see it kind of goes down there. So if it could push me down, then it would be able to help. Unfortunately, I don't ever get this to work. Now there's one up here, but the thing about this place is that the walls are all curved downwards at the top and curved upwards at the bottom. So it makes like a ring around the middle, which you get stuck on if you go from any direction. And so that's how going all the way up is actually fine. Honestly, interesting how 5x speed makes the song like this. Yeah, you saw that right. I just went downward. Sadly, even though this makes tons of downwards progress, it kind of isn't really enough to reach the bottom. Like, there's one at the very bottom, which it will be very hard to reach, and I personally don't think that you can get it, so I'm just gonna speed up by like a ton and like skip this part because, spoiler alert, I wasn't able to get all the way down there. If you can figure out a way to do that somehow, then please tell me if you want, I don't know. But yeah, that's just, I can't find that. Although there are some things I found that you might be able to help you. So yeah. So here is where I figured you could zoom out. Now, you might not think that matters, but there's actually a trick in this game that allows you to collect eggs if your snapshot camera is inside of it, while RT also moves the camera down by positioning it in the spot you want it to be first, and then doing it, it stays there, meaning that now some more eggs are possible. What I found here is that for some reason I stopped somewhere in, and then while moving up right, it actually pushed me down a bit. So if there's a way to do this and then go down a lot, then that will help get the egg and get the ice cream. From there, my storage ran out, so I was only able to show this picture, but yeah, I got 7 out of 8 eggs, and that one was just too low for me to get. Also, I know this video has been long, but I don't really know how to make it shorter, and I guess the next few ice creams will be short and go by fast. Anyways, now we'll be going into Naughty's Oasis to get the other ice creams there, and just then to the Hecklands, and then to Candy Aquarium, and like, we'll just go through the places in order, and I'll say when I have struggles. Now, as you may know, for Naughty you have to break their shield, and to break their shield you must ground pound, and to ground pound you must press crouch. And so, what do? Well, that's what I thought we had to do until I just realized today that spinning breaks Naughty's barrier. And yep, that's just, I never knew that. That's new knowledge. Also, I'm flying here if you didn't know, just for fun. Skill issue, am I right? And he dies here, by the way. Also, I realized I'm not using any text for this video, and I guess it's just gonna stay like that. I'll probably use it for the other ones. Also, a good thing to note here is that the only way to get off the skateboard is to either talk to someone, crouch, enter a different state, like on a tree or in the water, and that's it. Like, there's no way to just stop it randomly. So yeah. Also, this is a technique called skate climbing. You can basically go up any wall as long as it's climbable. Yeah. I don't know why, but yeah. Well, I do know why, but I won't say it. Or something happened about it. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay, by the way, because this is going to be a lot of that. But stay tuned, there's a lot of interesting things coming up, don't worry. Like, also, for example, this. This is a water sub area where you have to do that. Now, I didn't realize this before, but I'm pretty sure now that you can just do this normally and get the ice cream. But I wanted to do it in the safe and very, very cool way, so I hope you enjoy that. Yeah, no need to ask what I just did. It's from Loop from Kaizo, and it's this ice cream. You have to do that, go into the background and do a clip, although not anymore, but that's how you did it before on mobile, so that's in my muscle memory. Anyways. If you play Robot 64 before, you probably know that this level is the level where the entire thing is water. So yeah, unless we find... Okay, so we're boxed in on walls. There's no way to go down enough through the thing. You can get one singular egg. There's no way to get to the other one under the tower. And you can also go up the tower and get the one singular ice cream. And that's all I can get, I think. This is basically what I think the lowest you can get is not enough to go into job. And if it was, then we could probably get that. Although it is also surrounded by water, so I also doubt that. But it might be possible, but I don't think there's a way to go down there. Also, by the way, there might be something with minimizing where you can get lower down, but I just don't really know. Probably, but I'm not minimizing for this run, so yeah. Anyways, this is another thing that you basically need to crouch for. You can possibly dive into it, but yeah, not really. There's not really an opening for diving into it. And yeah, so instead of doing that, I was thinking maybe there's another way to get around, because there is another way to get around in Kaizo, because that's blocked and then you have to like snap shoot through the bottom. So I spent some time offline and just online trying to understand how to do that, and I think I got it somewhat working, but I found another error. Now, first of all, to do this, I would need to clip into the middle of it, which you do by putting a snowball on the edge. Now, I didn't understand this, and I did a bunch of attempts that you can probably see. I'll do it at like super fast speed. But they all didn't work. Eventually, off camera, I was able to open the door through other means. But then, the snap shooting through the floor, for some reason, wasn't working. There was one time when I snap shooted through both floors, but not only one. So the snap shooting wasn't just working. And by the way, I was thinking about the other way to get this ice cream, which would be to clip under the floor. But for token canceling, like manip, like teleporting, I feel like you need to press X and RT, spam those. I'm told at least. So I'm discluded that. The other thing isn't working, and it's feeling like this ice cream is basically impossible. Hopefully that didn't hurt your eyes. Now we're gonna try and find a way through. So, first of all, I was thinking, why not remote it? And I was actually able to go through the floor glass. But for some reason, remoting this door is just impossible. By the way, the camera thing is called remoting. I tried like 5 times. Like 5 to 6 times, or 6 to 8 times, or 7 to 8 times, I don't know. But yeah, just didn't work. Then I tried this, and then I saw that I went down a bit, so I keep trying, and look what happens. Sadly, I wasn't recording my voice at the time, but it was a very big reaction to figuring that out. Anyways, now's the home stretch. So we're able to defeat very long jumps. We're able to defeat going under things with enough persistence, although that is actually technically could be impossible later. And now we just have the final few areas, and water is the only reason we've died, and there's only one area with water after this. So let's hope we get everything other than that. Anyways, the reason for slowing down here is because they added an update where they made gravity. I looked in the test map too. They changed the gravity a lot. They have a lot of better gravity stuff. So now this moon is just a Mario Galaxy planet, and you can see the thrusters at the back. So Robot 64 tag and Kazaraba 64 are now out of date. Correct and true, and you cannot change my mind. Anyways, this is the water level. It's a challenge version of the other one. And I feel better about this one because while I probably can't do anything, I still can probably clip out of bounds. Not sure. Hoping. Could not. Not sure. And I don't. And I just completely give up basically. I'd try some random weird stuff, but yeah, I'm not doing that. I also try snap shooting downwards, but that also doesn't work. Anyway, since this is the last real challenge, since the sun doesn't use RT, I'm just gonna let this play out. I did not do the minimize skip, and I went through the whole thing intentionally. Anyways, now me trying to do it just to show you if you can get it. Now, trust me, I completely have forgotten a lot of things about Robot 64, especially WTW, but since you can't move down, what we have to do is place a lava block, that I know that much, and then Bebo needs to get up here. So the way that we could get, or we need to move this down, but Bebo to get up here, we need something very big, like a pole. And then after that, I just spread out the land. And then since I thought I needed a guard, I went up with using the A button and added guard, which then gives the setup for WTW. But yeah, in the video, I didn't actually do the bonus levels, which some might not be possible, I don't know. So we'll just have to figure out. All of them are possible with WTW without using no crouch, so I might make a second video if you guys want that, of me doing that, but yeah, for now I'm not doing the DLCs. But yeah, that was Robot 64 without a crouch button. I will make one for no dashes, one for no spinnings, one for no jumping, and one for no moving, which I told you earlier at the very start, if you remember, that I made. Also, look at that funny glitch. But yeah, so I'm just going to continue this. I had 46 ice creams at the end, and that's all. Bye. Oh, also, just in case you wanted this, I'm putting the all gameplay in a different video a few probably minutes after this video posts. So yeah.